Have you ever gone to bed thinking you were doing everything right for your health, only to find out that some of those harmless bedtime habits could quietly be working against you? For millions of people over 60, the danger isn't just in heart disease or accidents. It's hidden in the small, everyday routines that seem too ordinary to question. Recent health reports suggest that thousands of older adults pass away in their sleep each year, not simply because of age, but because of preventable nighttime mistakes. The scary part? Most people never see them coming. Your heart becomes a little more delicate, your lungs a little less forgiving, and your sleep more fragile with every passing year. Suddenly, things you've done for decades without a second thought can carry risks you never imagined. Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on 7 bedtime mistakes that could quietly shorten your life and the simple changes that could save it. And before you think you've heard it all before, wait until you hear mistake number 2. It's one of the deadliest, and yet it hides in plain sight. Habit 7. Drinking too much water before bed. We all know staying hydrated is essential, especially as we age. Water keeps your joints moving, your digestion smooth, and your brain sharp. But here's the twist most people don't realize. Timing matters just as much as how much you drink. Loading up on water right before bedtime might seem harmless, but for many older adults, it's a hidden hazard. That extra glass or two can send you running to the bathroom multiple times during the night. And every time you get out of bed in the dark, you're not just breaking your sleep, you're increasing your risk of falls, fractures, or dangerous blood pressure drops when you stand up suddenly. There's even a medical term for it, nocturia, nighttime urination. It's not just inconvenient. Studies have linked it to higher rates of injuries and even heart stress in seniors. The fix? Start your hydration earlier in the day and taper off after dinner. That way, your body gets what it needs without turning your night into a risky obstacle course. And if you think losing a little sleep over bathroom trips is bad, the next habit could be quietly straining your heart every single night without you even noticing. Habit 6. Sleeping in an overheated room. A warm, cozy bedroom might feel inviting, but for your body, especially as you get older, it can quietly become a nightly stress test. When the air around you is too warm, your heart has to work harder to keep your body cool. That extra strain might not wake you up, but it can pull you out of the deep, restorative stages of sleep that your heart, brain, and muscles desperately need. Heat also interferes with your body's natural cooling process, something that's crucial for triggering quality sleep. Instead of drifting into deep rest, you may find yourself tossing, sweating, and waking up without even knowing why. Over time, that lack of true rest can weaken immunity, raise blood pressure, and worsen heart problems. Experts suggest the ideal bedroom temperature for most seniors is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. It's cool enough to keep your body in its natural sleep rhythm, but not so cold that you're uncomfortable. If your home is warm at night, consider using a fan, breathable bedding, or keeping a window slightly open. Because if your bedroom is too hot, your body is running a marathon when it should be recharging for the next day. And as we move to the next habit, you'll see why the wrong solution to sleepless nights can be even more dangerous than the heat itself. Habit 5. Using sedatives or sleep pills without review. For anyone who's struggled with sleepless nights, that little pill on the bedside table can feel like a lifesaver. You take it, drift off, and finally get the rest you've been craving. But here's the part most people never think about. Over time, those same pills can quietly turn into a trap. Sedatives and sleep medications can make you feel drowsy the next day, slow your reflexes, and affect your balance, all of which raise the risk of falls and serious injuries. Some can even cause confusion or memory lapses, making everyday tasks harder and more dangerous. And for older adults, the side effects tend to hit harder and linger longer. Worse yet, research suggests that certain long-term sleep aids might be linked to faster cognitive decline. While the science is still debated, it's enough to make you think twice before turning a short-term fix into a nightly habit. If sleep problems are keeping you up, it's worth having a doctor review every medication you take, not just the ones for sleep. Sometimes the real culprit is a side effect, a hidden health condition, or even a bad evening routine. Safer options like adjusting your bedtime habits or trying natural sleep aids can often help without the risks, because while these pills might knock you out, they can also quietly rob you of the alertness and stability you need when you're awake. And that brings us to the next habit, one that's so common it happens in nearly every household, yet it sets the stage for a night full of discomfort and hidden health risks. Habit 4. Heavy evening meals. There's nothing quite like ending the day with a hearty dinner, maybe a rich stew, fried food, or a big plate of pasta. It's comforting, it's satisfying, and for many, it's tradition. But for your body, especially as you age, that heavy late-night feast can quietly turn into an overnight battle. When you lie down after a large meal, your digestive system has to work overtime while the rest of your body is trying to wind down. This not only makes it harder to fall into deep restorative sleep, but it can also trigger acid reflux, that burning, choking sensation that can jolt you awake. And in older adults, reflux at night can sometimes lead to silent aspiration, tiny amounts of stomach acid or food particles slipping into the lungs, which over time can cause inflammation or even respiratory infections. The strain doesn't stop there. Heavy, greasy, or sugary meals close to bedtime can cause spikes and crashes in blood sugar, forcing your body into a restless cycle through the night. You might wake up feeling groggy, bloated, or strangely exhausted, even after what seemed like a full night's sleep. The fix? Shift your biggest meal earlier in the day and keep dinner lighter. Think soups, salads, or easily digestible proteins. If you must eat late, give yourself at least 2 to 3 hours before lying down so your body has a head start on digestion, because while comfort food might feel like a hug for your soul, at the wrong time it can quietly rob you of the rest your body needs to stay healthy. And speaking of evening comforts, the next habit is one many people swear by for relaxation, but it's actually sabotaging your sleep in ways you'd never expect. Habit 3. Alcohol as a nightcap. It's an old belief. A little drink before bed helps you relax and drift off faster. For some, it's a glass of wine. For others, a small whiskey or brandy. And yes, alcohol can make you feel sleepy at first. But here's the twist. It doesn't actually help you sleep better. In fact, it quietly works against you. Alcohol interferes with REM sleep, the stage where your brain repairs itself, stores memories, and balances your mood. You might fall asleep quickly, but you'll spend the night in lighter, more fragmented sleep. That's why many people who use alcohol as a nightcap wake up at 3 a.m. feeling restless, hot, or wide awake. It also dehydrates you, putting extra strain on your heart and kidneys. For older adults, even moderate drinking before bed can cause a sudden spike in blood pressure and a racing heartbeat in the early hours of the morning. And if you're on certain medications, that harmless drink can interact in dangerous ways, from dizziness to dangerously low blood pressure. Worse, alcohol is a muscle relaxant, which sounds nice until you realize it can make snoring and sleep apnea more severe by relaxing the muscles in your throat. That means less oxygen for your brain and heart during the night and more risk for serious complications. If you enjoy a drink, have it earlier in the evening and give your body time to process it before bed. Because while the nightcap might feel like an old, comforting ritual, it could be stealing the very rest you're hoping to get. And that leads us to habit number 2, the one that could be the most dangerous of them all, and yet it often goes completely unnoticed until it's too late. Habit 2, ignoring sleep apnea signs. This one is by far the most dangerous, not because it's rare, but because it hides in plain sight. Sleep apnea is a condition where your breathing stops for short bursts during the night. Sometimes it's just a few seconds. Other times it's long enough to starve your brain and heart of oxygen, and most people who have it don't even know. For older adults, untreated sleep apnea is like quietly putting your heart under emergency conditions over and over again while you sleep. Each time your breathing stops, your body jolts awake just enough to restart it, sending a surge of stress hormones through your system. This constant cycle can raise blood pressure, trigger irregular heart rhythms, and even double the risk of nighttime heart attacks or strokes. The signs can be subtle: loud, chronic snoring, waking up gasping for air, dry mouth in the morning, or unexplained fatigue even after a full night's sleep. Sometimes the only clue comes from a partner who notices the pauses in your breathing. Reports claim that many seniors with untreated sleep apnea face higher risks, not just for heart problems, but also for memory decline and mood changes. The good news? Once diagnosed, there are effective treatments, from CPAP machines to simple lifestyle adjustments, that can drastically reduce those risks. Ignoring these warning signs is like ignoring the smoke alarm when it goes off at night. You might get away with it for a while, until one night you don't. And finally, we get to habit number 1, the one that seems the least threatening but can turn deadly in seconds, often without warning. Habit 1, unsafe bedroom setups. Your bedroom should be the safest place in your home, but for many older adults, it's full of hidden hazards. Loose cords, clutter on the floor, low lighting. They might not seem like a big deal during the day, but at 2 a.m. they can turn into serious threats. One wrong step on the way to the bathroom can lead to a fall, and for seniors, a single fall can change everything. Broken hips, long hospital stays, and months of recovery. Worse, studies show that many of these injuries happen at night when grogginess and poor lighting make even familiar spaces dangerous. Another overlooked hazard: furniture arrangement. Sharp table corners or unstable chairs can cause injury if you lose your balance. Even something as simple as a throw rug can become a slipping trap in the dark. The fix is simple but powerful. Clear the walkways, secure cords, use night lights or motion sensor lights, and keep essentials within easy reach. Think of your bedroom as a safe zone, no trip hazards, no blind spots. Because while heart disease and chronic illness get most of the attention, the truth is that a single nighttime accident can steal your independence just as quickly. Conclusion: small changes, big impact. These 7 habits may seem harmless, but together they can chip away at your health and safety night after night. The good news: every single one of them is fixable, starting tonight. Drink your water earlier in the day. Keep your bedroom cool and hazard-free. Review your medications. Lighten your evening meals. Swap the nightcap for a healthier wind down. Get checked for sleep apnea. The changes are simple, but the impact could be life-saving, because when it comes to protecting your health as you age, the little things you do before bed can make all the difference. Now, here's my question for you. Which of these habits surprised you the most? And which one will you change starting tonight? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.